Alright, welcome to today's lesson on SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis is part of the strategic management process that we've been discussing over the last couple of days. It falls into the strategic analysis portion of the management process, where we're going to try and evaluate an organization's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and so on. So SWOT stands for exactly that: strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats. It's a tool that helps managers analyze both an organization's resources and capabilities, known as the internal factors of the company, as well as their industry and the environment that they're operating in, known as the external factors. And they do this by asking 4 questions. What are the strengths and weaknesses of the company, addressing the internal factors, and what are the opportunities and threats facing the company, which are known as the external factors. When you're doing a SWOT analysis, there are a number of questions you can ask for each of those categories. So for the strengths section, we might ask questions like, what is the manufacturing efficiency of the company? Is the workforce highly skilled? Do we have a good market share? Do we have strong financing? And so on. Some weaknesses we might have would be things like our facilities being outdated compared to our competitors. Our research and development team might be inadequate, not doing a good enough job. Are some of the technologies that we are using obsolete and out of date? Is the management team weak? Have we had failures in the past for our company? Then we take a look at the external factors facing our company, and we start looking at things like the opportunities. What are some possible new markets we may be able to expand into? Is there a strong economy coming that we may be able to take advantage of or leverage? Some of the market rivals, our competition, are they weak? Are there new emerging technologies that we can apply to our particular company to make it stronger? Is there growth of the existing market and getting bigger? So areas within that market that we can start to exploit that we hadn't been in before. And in addition, there could be some threats. So are there new competitors that are coming in to compete against us and take some of our customer base away? Is there a resource shortage, making it difficult for us to produce our particular product or service? Are the tastes of our consumers changing that are going to cause us to no longer be relevant in this particular market? Are there new regulations in place that are going to cause us to have to spend extra resources to do the same amount of production? Are there substitute products available that aren't direct competitors but indirectly are taking some of our competition away? Now, when we do the SWOT analysis, there are some things that we can do to help make sure that it's more effective. So first of all, you want to be realistic about your own strengths and weaknesses. This can be difficult to do when you're self-analyzing your own company. Sometimes we might try and highlight strengths and think that they are more important than they actually are. Or we may gloss over or ignore or rationalize away some of our weaknesses. Not acknowledging your weaknesses doesn't make them non-existent, it just makes you not aware of them and less able to fix or develop them. You should try to strive to distinguish how your organization is today. So what it's like today versus where it could be tomorrow. How can we try and improve where we are? And you want to try and be as specific as possible. Avoid any gray areas, any generalizations. The more specific you are, the better you are to address those particular items. When you are doing your SWOT analysis, you should always be doing so in relation to your competition. So just because you might be able to offer a really cheap price, if your competitors are offering that same price, it's not really a strength for your company because it doesn't differentiate you at all from the other competitors that are there. So you got to make sure you're looking at these things through the lens of where do we fit in compared to our competitors around us. Try to keep your analysis short, simple, and to the point. And finally, always remember that SWOT is a subjective tool. Okay? It's based on the manager's judgment of the organization and its environment. So that could lead to some biases, and as I said before, glossing over of certain areas. So you have to keep that in mind when you're taking a look at these things and how you're going to apply them to the planning of your company. That's it. That's all we have time for today. We'll see you in class tomorrow where we can practice what we've learned.